Oil change number 2 for the Kawasaki Versys X300. My goal with this one is to make it go a lot faster than the last one did. This bike has 752 miles on it now. I did my initial change at roughly 300 miles. My plan was to do my second one at 600 miles, but I didn't. But that's okay, because I did my first one early. Again, I'm doing this so because I like doing my break-in oil at least twice instead of just once. And so I'll probably do another change. Since I'm at 700 now, I may do it around 1100 or 1200 with my actual real oil change. And that one I'll use more high quality oil. So there were 3 bolts, 4mm hex. And then last time I made a mess on the skid plate. So I just thought it would be a lot easier to just go ahead and pull the skid plate off. You may not have a skid plate. This is a T-Rex skid plate. It is also held on by 3 4mm hex bolts. Get your 17mm wrench. Now this time, I'm actually going to prepare to have this thing shoot out. Motorcycle oil is always a little bit more dirty because it has the clutch packs in there that wear. So there we go. Maybe I can prove my first video wrong where I said it's impossible to do an oil change without making a mess. So far I haven't made a mess. Cross my fingers. Fresh oil for that gasket. Last time I did this, the owner's manual said to use 2.3 quarts of oil, and after I did that, it didn't quite fill up to the center of the sight glass. I ended up adding quite a bit more, but I didn't keep track. I just kind of kept adding a little bit, and a little bit, and a little bit, and then I finally realized it was, or you know, until it was where it was supposed to be. So this time I'm going to do a little bit better job of keeping track of how much I put in. However, I'm going to do a worse job of being consistent, because I thought I had more of this. I only have 1 quart of this Kawasaki branded oil, but I have 2 quarts of this Valvoline ATV UTV 4-stroke 10W40. Now I did check the owner's manual, and it says it has to be JASO MA, MA1, or MA2. This is JASO MA, and this is JASO MA and JASO MA2. So I think there's not going to be a problem mixing these two. They both meet the same standards. Hopefully I'm not wrong, but like I said, I'm only going to run this stuff for probably 500 more miles. Okay, so that's roughly 2.3. It shows I'm right in the middle of that sight glass, But I'm sure what needs to happen is the bike needs to run, and I need to pump some of that into the filter. So I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall the skid plate. I'm going to go ahead and open the garage door and start this bike and let it run for a little while. And then I'm going to come back and check the oil level. So just as I suspected, 2.3 quarts of oil after running the bike for about 2 minutes and letting it cool back down for, I don't know, probably 10 minutes. It's not even registering. You can just see a tiny bit down there on the bottom. So I need to add more oil. Okay, so right now it looks like I'm at the middle of that sight glass, and in this oil container I have about probably about 200 milliliters is where the line's at, so it's just a little below the 8, so I'd say I probably have 6 ounces left, so it's more like close to 3 quarts. So much for 2.3 quarts. So now my plan is I'm just going to let this thing sit, and I will check it after some more time when the engine's had some time to cool down and the oil's had some more time to lower down into the bottom of its tank. But I'm pretty sure I'm right where I want to be, which is mid to high on that sight glass.